Hello, I'm Caitlin, and on this week's episode of In Gear, we review a second-hand car, the Audi RS6, and find out if it's a good buy. And I have a top-of-the-line performance exhaust fitted to my Z3. Lastly, the Porsche Cayman. How does it rate between the Boxster and the 911? You'll find out that, plus more, in this week's episode of In Gear. First up on In Gear, a brand new Mustang, souped up, hotted up, and it's nearly ready to beat a Ferrari. I bet that grabbed your attention, so watch and see. I've met this guy, and I've asked myself, what in earth's name is he doing? He bought this brand new Mustang, took it back to the showroom on its first service, and asked them to strip it of all its interior. In dismay to whether he was a loony or not, they did what he requested, which was basically put it on a severe diet to lose as much weight as possible and to put as many holes in it for more air to get to the engine. You're never going to believe me unless you meet him. Horse, get in here. Mate, you may have this classy hot rod, but what on earth, how on earth, you know what? I want you to start with the weight. What's wrong with a bit of weight, eh? You got a problem with it? You've stripped this thing of all its womanly parts.
Actually, I have to tell you, when it was the first time on the racetrack, I met Matthias. He has this S2000, lovely car, and they put his spare wheel out of his trunk to save some weight. So I looked at my beauty, but there's some more that I can take out of the car. And so I ended up with taking out all the seats, the carpets, the side mounts, the hi-fi system, everything that was in the car. Finally, I got 2 carloads out of ex-Mustang interior and ended up with the car with their steering wheel and 1 seat in there. But it's good fun, so it's lovely for driving like this, because I saved about a ton of weight.
Horse, what's with the interior? Do you really think this is going to do it for the ladies? You don't even have a passenger seat. You replaced it with a battery. Batteries do it for you. Now you're getting me started. What's with all the holes? I mean, you've changed the front vents and made them real ones before they were fake. It almost seems like if anything is going to stay in your car, it has to be a highly performing function. If it's just about looks, out with it.
Okay, actually, this is the basic idea of the car. It's everything about performance. So if you put more horsepower into the engine compartment, you generate more heat beside it. That's the reason why we opened up all the fake mounts and replaced everything with just a tiny mesh. And it's also the idea of this bonnet with these big vents up there, let the air escape out of the engine compartment after it's taken all the heat away, I hope.
Okay, Horse, come with me. I'm going to have a thorough look around the car at all the changes that you've made, and I'm going to pick your brains to find out why you made them and what's your justification. Okay, starting here with the chisel bonnet. I've noticed you've treated it. Why?
Actually, we removed the original bonnet with this single layer extra lightweight and extended bonnet, which gives a smoother airflow over the car at high speeds.
Light. There you go about weight again. I bet your girlfriend's anorexic. Okay, I also noticed you've got rid of the plastic in the original grille. You've got a mesh grille there. Why is that?
Actually, this is all about getting the airflow into the engine compartment to cool it down.
Okay, what about the performance exhaust? I'm sure you've done something weird, wild, and way out to reduce weight here.
Actually, it took us about 2 weeks to design and handcraft this exhaust system. It's completely from the engine to the rear end. It's completely hand-welded and hand-bent exhaust system that reduces the weight for another, I guess, 40 kilograms. Gives the car some nice voice and gives enormous power to the engine.
And what about the crash sensors and the airbag?
Oh yeah, they're good. They're not in there anymore.
There goes your entire warranty for sure now, despite all of this. Okay, well, I can see what you've removed, but what have you exactly changed in terms of brake and suspension?
Actually, we changed the whole suspension of this car. It's now an H&R fully adjustable coilover system. It's the same as you use at the DTM, at the Touring Cup of Porsche. Also, we changed the brakes that you might see down here. It's 14-inch, 2-piece wheelwood rotors. It's the same as a Noble Super car is using. So it's quite good stuff to put in the car to make it stop and perform while cornering.
Have you changed the engine at all?
Actually, the engine, we custom calibrated the ECU, this electronic unit that controls all the engine. We did this, and we did the exhaust, and we did some modifications to the air intake system. But most of all, it's quite stock engine. So first we started with reducing the weight, giving the car more handling and braking power, and now we're going further.
Okay, so what I've been dying to ask is now that you've reduced it by 350 kilos.
About,
yeah. Yeah, you've cranked it by, what, 365?
Yeah, that's it.
How does it perform?
Actually, it's quite amazing. I took it out on the track the other day, and it has quite the same power, when to say more, than a Porsche GT3, which is a quite expensive car, by the way. So, and it was good fun to have it out there, especially if it's the first stage. So it's going to be good fun in the future too.
Well, thank you very much, mate.
Okay, cheers, Ted.
I think I might just pop by a Mustang now and see what they think of their newly modified car. I'm sure they'll be surprised.
Definitely.
See ya.
See ya.
Horse is still not satisfied. So over the next few months, he intends to spend more time to reduce the vehicle by another 200 kilograms and increase its horsepower up to 1,000. Well, we just might have to spy on him during this process to see how he does it. Coming up after the break, the Audi RS6 is for sale. So we take a look at its condition to find out if it's a good buy. We're actually very surprised at what we discover. And my performance exhaust